Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing great. We are going to get right into the show. We're going to have a little comedy, little commentary tonight. Young Pharaoh been out here bugging, and we definitely going to talk about it. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. Let me play the intro for y'all, and then we are going to get started. I'm going to bring the panelists on. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, how are you this evening?
I am well.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Hold on, let's see. Hold on 1 second. What's up, chat? How y'all doing tonight?
Thought you were going to play our intro.
Hey.
Hey, Miss Lady.
What's going on, party people?
How's everybody tonight?
Fabulous.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so we're going to get right into it, okay? I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch this, but there has been a video that Young Pharaoh put out about 2 weeks ago. Hold on 1 second. I hear an echo. Can y'all hear me echoing?
Nope.
Good to me.
Let me take my headset off. Oh. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you was great too.
Okay.
You were good the whole time.
All right, so let me turn it up so I can hear y'all. All right, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Still can hear you.
Okay, good. I just wanted to be sure because I couldn't hear. Okay, so guys, there's been a video that Young Pharaoh put out about 2 weeks ago in regards to, and the name of the video is "The True Reason Why I Moved to a White Neighborhood." Okay, I can't make this up. This is on Aten Nation on YouTube. You guys can definitely take a look at it. I will put a link to it. That way you guys can see it. Okay. But we're going to break this video down a little bit tonight, talk about this, and kind of figure out what the hell is going on with this man. Okay. Because there was a lot of stuff he said in this video that I just found crazy. And I really wanted to hear you guys' background or what you guys thought of it. I know that both of you have heard of Young Pharaoh and have even followed some of his subjects. But, you know, I don't think any of us are actual followers of Young Pharaoh, but we have followed some of the things that he has said. And I've agreed with a lot of things that he said, but there'll be some things that you guys may want to interject on, okay? So let's go ahead and get started without further ado. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share that video of him. We're only going to play certain parts of the video. I'm not going to play the entire video. And as you can see, there is a full copyright and disclaimer in effect. So anything that is contained in this live is subject to fair use and also for entertainment purposes. Okay. And we are going to be entertained tonight. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and add him real quick to this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and put us back and just add him into it. Okay. All right. All right. So let me get over here and play this shit for y'all because this guy right here is crazy. All right. We're going to start at the 28-second mark. Okay. I'm hoping it doesn't start freezing up on me. If it does, then maybe Dr. Bombay, you might be able to share, or Stargate. But either way, I'm going to try. Okay. So let's start here.
I want to say this to every black person in the country. I don't give a fuck who you is. I don't give a fuck who you think you is. None of that. You feel me? I'm talking to you. Listen, this is why I moved into a white neighborhood. For everybody saying I'm a sellout, I'm a coon. Not only have I been doing
Where's the audio?
Can you guys hear it?
I don't know. The audio dropped.
I heard the beginning of it.
Okay, I think it's just buffering. Hold on a second. I don't know what happened.
Doing this shit by myself for over 10 years. The white man has seen me doing this shit. Before.
Oh, this is irritating.
It's did you see a feature that says something about echo cancellation?
No, what is that?
Let me see.
Y'all knew my background. The white man knew my background. Now, why is this important, right? This is universal. This is not directed towards any individual. This is for so people can know how I move. I believe in respect. Respect. I was raised with it. Respect, honor, dignity, integrity, virtue, all that. Now you might say, Pharaoh, why is this important? It's not about kissing the white man's ass. It's about respect. Y'all have not been through what I've been through. Let me give you an example. I've been in jail before. Why is this important? I done got into fights and went to the box. Sometimes I done been wrong. Sometimes I done been right. Now you might say, Pharaoh, why is this important? On the times I've been wrong, I might not have been that wrong, but cool. Sometimes I've been right. I done had a sergeant, a white man, come let me out that box early. I done had white judges throw cases out. So you might say, Pharaoh, why is this important? It's about right is right and wrong is wrong. It's not about race. It's not. It's about right is right, wrong is wrong. I do not co-sign wrong. I'm not. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers want me to, I'm not co-signing what I believe to be wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there for just a moment so we can discuss that.
He turned up, ain't he?
Dr. Bombay, did you want to add anything? This is a message to us. So, you know.
a door replacement. He's unhinged. That was a great performance. A great performance. Obviously, it looks like he's consumed with his status and stature and is completely drinking the Kool-Aid. Watching his development over the years, they always start out really humble. They have a message. It's all about pro-Black empowerment, this and that. And then all of a sudden it morphs into this character that becomes, in his own mind, bigger than life. And now he's like complete. He says, not a sellout, not a coon, but I mean, everything that you're describing, I'm out here with the white, I'm better off. It's not about race. Like, so all of the support you had from the community and all, are you giving the Black dollars back? You know, would be my question, you know, in this case.
Stargate.
Yeah, what I want to say is that I feel like he got turned up because he is trying to cover up his insecurities about actually wanting to create relationships with white people when he's been calling them out and actually just being negative towards white people all his, speaking career. So he wants to develop relationships with white people, but he is afraid of how it looks. So he has to hype this up he's trying to defend himself against the attacks that is fixing to come towards his way. So this is what this performance is all about.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doctor.
No, go ahead. She just made me think of something. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that there's quite a bit of elite Black and white neighborhoods in the Houston, Texas area. You know what I mean? There's this, it wouldn't be where somebody would question him about this. So I'm wondering, who the hell does he think is questioning him about where he lives or, or anything like that? I don't understand where this is coming from. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what I'm more confused about than anything. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Who cares where you live? Like, for real. And why does this have to be a message to us. Like, why would we care? And then I think the whole thing about jail, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Most of us have never been to jail. You know what I mean? Like, ever, and have no intentions of going and never will be, you know? So how are you using this as an analogy to speak to us? I think that was another issue I had with that.
Because mostly when a lot of people in these Hotel B1 Back to Africa, red, black, and green communities, they tell you to fear or call the white man a devil because of they got caught up in the system. Most of them got caught up in the system. And so they want you to turn against the people that put them in the system that a lot of us have not had negative interactions with. So
Right.
you basically have to, when I guess he realized on his own that there's a difference between calling unconscious white people out on their behavior, calling unconscious black people out on their behavior. Because he's also doing, he's calling out unconscious black people, but he's also generalizing at the same time in this rant how black people no good, you know, most black people, you know, treat me this way. And so he's gonna get into that further, but basically, you know, you just have to recognize that I guess he realized later on that it's okay to have relationships with white people. It's okay to be cool with white people too. So
I feel as though he's been compromised. And by that I say, let's be real. Our community is plagued with a lot of negativity, negative messages, and forces that are working against us as a people. I've seen and know factually that a lot of these platforms that you see, when you see a lot of what I call black ignorance being celebrated, you see these people with large and huge audiences, and you're sitting there wondering, why are they never taken down? Why isn't someone stepping in and doing something about it? A lot of racists support these platforms because they are putting out negative messages to you and misleading you. This guy right before your very eyes is letting you know he's been indoctrinated and he's ready to kiss the ring. Right. So the reason why he can disrespect and talk this way to you now that he's gotten all of your dollars, the notoriety and fame, is because white supremacy and racists will support him. Now they're like, yes, come on in. You're an official coon. You're speaking our language. They celebrate things like that, and that's what you're going to see. There's a lot of coon platforms throughout the sector. You know, I'm not going to name all the names, but you see your Jesse Lee Petersons and these people, and you're sitting there like disgusted, wondering, why are they touting these messages? Why are they always blaming black people? Why are they're saying everything that racists would say about you? You know, and that's all it is. He's ready to cross over in the big time. Unfortunately, the sad part is a coon ends up hanging from the tree just like the rest of the people that are attacked. So this is just another ploy. I don't think it's going anywhere, and ultimately it's going to lead to failure, in my opinion.
100% facts. Like I said, like you were just saying, I don't see how long, you know, something like that would last. You know, the white supremacist society will use him up, you know, as much as they can, and then spit him out. You know, and that's unfortunate that he might just have to learn that, and he'll be looking for the black community to save him, and none of us are going to be there. You know, I mean, he still has some followers, but you know, hey, it's not nearly as much as it was. Let's go ahead and play another part of the video. I'm going to see where I wanted to start. Yeah, this part right here. I'm just going to throw this part in there because it reminds me of what, like him projecting on his baby mom. You know, the golden girl. So not the golden girl, but. So let me play that real quick.
If you disrespect another person's cultural beliefs or race in front of me for no reason, and you cannot calmly and intelligently articulate the reason for your decision and stance, I am not going to take your side. That doesn't mean I'm going to fight with you. That doesn't mean I'm going to set you up.
Okay, so I'm going to stop on that real quick because everybody knows that him and his baby mom have been going through a lot of drama on the internet. Okay. And a lot of the drama is centered around this nanny. Okay. And the baby mom was feeling some type of way about the nanny for her own reasons. Any woman that's a mother, Stargate, you're a mom, I'm a mom. Okay. If I don't want somebody around my children, I'm just going to say I don't want them around my children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things that I will say about that, there is a flip side to that. If you have children with a man, and you know that you and that man don't work out, and he decides to get with somebody else, you really you can have a say in who's around them, but you kind of don't in a sense, because he, as the father, does have the right to have his significant other around the children as long as he's, intending on being with that person. And it would be the same thing with you. He wouldn't have the right to tell you you can't have, your man around your kids if you have gotten into a relationship where you plan on being married to him or you plan on having him around. There really isn't a say that he could say. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I think this is what he was trying to say on this video. A lot of this stuff, I think he's just reacting to his baby mom. What you think?
Right. He's just, if you in a good co-parenting situation, you have that respect for one another. Like if you are dating somebody else, you can trust each other, where you're not going to bring anybody around your kid. Because apparently, like if she knows this person and she doesn't want this female around her children, he could be in this fit of, well, you're not going to tell me what to do. But in a good co-parenting situation, there's an understanding where I'm not going to be around nobody, just anybody around my kids. So you have to take in consideration that if you, that's what, one of the choices you have to make. So like if y'all break up, there's a mutual understanding that y'all are going to respect each other and not bring just anybody around your kid though.
Right.
I think from Golden's point of view, this is a case of woman's intuition. She senses that something is going on with this woman. I don't think women, I haven't heard clearly from her why she doesn't want this woman around her child. I believe she suspects that something is going on. It's more involved than what it is. I mean, when they were having the altercation, the nanny was front and center speaking on it. Why is this woman in the middle of your domestic affairs is my question. I think she's awakened to the fact. She senses something. Women don't say. Now, sometimes they'll tell you if it's a new girlfriend or something like that, they don't want that be around their kids. Sometimes it's jealousy, hate, envy, and things like that. But I think she has good reason. She hasn't revealed those reasons yet. But if I was to guess, I would probably believe that it has something to do with that him and her are a little closer than we'd like to believe. My opinion.
Thank you, Dr. Bombay, because I'll tell you, I really appreciate that coming from a male perspective, because I did want to mention the part, that women, we can be very overprotective of our children, as we should, but there are some women that will throw that out there if they, if they just don't want his new boo around the kids, or not for any real reason. But I really think she has a reason. And I don't know what that reason is yet, but just hearing her and hearing him, I really think she has good reason. So I appreciate that coming from your perspective. Let's go ahead and move on a little bit. I'm going to get to this part. You guys, just bear with me. Young Pharaoh is out here bugging, but we're going to go ahead and talk about this real quick. So bear with me while I get to it.
That doesn't mean I'm going to talk about you behind your back. I'm simply going to say, I don't agree with that. I don't have to agree with what I find to be immoral behavior. Now, here's what a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't understand. I'm a humble man. I'm a righteous man. but I'm not a pussy. So now why is this important? Y'all motherfuckers have never had to survive. You never been in the real world. Y'all been at home with y'all parents all day on the internet. Let me tell you how this shit works. Let me give you an example, right? Let's say we in jail. We in jail. Let's say the unit don't have no soap. Something simple as soap. Can't nobody wash up on the unit. The unit ain't got no motherfucking soap. Now you got some racist ass COs in here, and you got some good COs. I'll name one, Sylvester. Shout out to CO or Deputy Sylvester. Good white man. Good officer. Good man. Right? Let's say it's an asshole working the unit. He's a racist white man. We can't ask this nigga for shit. We can't ask this nigga for nothing. Then let's say you get a young nigga who come in, right? You get a young motherfucker who come into jail. No sense of guidance, no sense of direction of how to move, don't know how to talk to people, don't know how to be respectful, mouth just getting them into all kind of shit, right? They come in and they say something like, and this shit happens. Hey, white man, suck my dick. Fuck you, white man. Boom. He gonna tell the sergeant. Now ain't nobody getting no soap for a month. Whole motherfucking unit smelling crazy. Nobody could come out their cell. Everybody locked in a room for a month because one motherfucker wanted to prove a point of nothing. What point are you trying?
Nigga. All right. So, first of all, before y'all start, let me just say this. We do not do the trolling in my chat. There are certain channels that do trolling, not in mine. I don't care who you are. Please show respect to the panel guests, and please show respect to that. And that's it. We'll be timed out. You will get one chance, and you do it again, you'll be blocked, and that's it. And I really don't care. Okay? People that come to this channel from more than just the Umar Johnson sector. So we don't give a shit about your feelings. We don't give a shit about how you feel about somebody else in this small little sector and all the shit you want to talk on other panels. You will not do that here. All right? Just wanted to get that out the way. And as far as for the moderators, you guys make sure that you are timing people out if they're talking trash. I'm not tolerating that. Okay, guys, go ahead. So, yeah, what do you think? Let me ask you.
Okay, so basically he's trying to use this example. One nigga could fuck it up for the rest of us, right? So we've known that all along. So like when you come into these communities and what they'll do is saying, well, you know, any condition that the black man is in is because a white man came along and fucked us up. If we was left alone, we would be, you know, doing just fine, and we wouldn't have no work. We wouldn't have no problems in our community. And I would always say, well, shouldn't you be strong enough to fight against the attacks that your so-called enemy is, you know, or these attacks that your enemy is leading upon you. So you should be able to be, you know, self-sustain your righteousness, even if you come in, you know, even if you have outside attacks. So what he's trying to do is basically, I guess, you know, so now he's walk back. What's the term that you use when, you know, you have to basically eat the words you had said in the past.
Yeah,
so
he's walking it off.
Walking back. Yeah. So he's trying to basically, for the people who supported him in the very beginning, what he's trying to do is he's trying to make sure that if he loses that audience, he has a reason that you're going to leave him in the first place. So he's basically trying to set up the narrative where if you don't support me anymore, it's not because of something, my beliefs in the past, and just because I have people here that are supporting me, whoever's supporting me now, and I'm supporting those white people that support me now. I'm giving you examples of one example that one dude, some black person can make it up that can mess it up for the rest of us to actually go against. Now he's wanting to go against unconscious black people, but he's doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, because I mean, do you see how like you just broke that down and you did not
Right.
use jail as an analogy? I mean,
Absolutely.
like I can't relate to what the fuck he just said. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm not waiting for a CO to bring me deodorant. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not waiting for any of that. What the fuck is he talking about? How the hell do you think that this is helpful to the black community? I don't understand why he feels like we need to hear this conversation. He might need to change his scope of friends, like who he's dealing with, who he's around. Because
Right.
yeah, I'm not having this conversation with people I'm around. So
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know some niggas, but
Right.
I'm not having this conversation on a regular basis. I'm not
Right.
thinking about this. I'm not thinking
Right.
about picking up soap and dropping soap.
Yeah, this
I'm not
conversation.
thinking about shit like this. Like, what is he talking about? Bombay, help us. 'Cause-
Yo, first of all, he started out citing qualities of himself, saying, he's a humble and a righteous man. One of the qualities that you'll find from a man that possesses humility and righteousness is he doesn't yell it at the top of his lungs, nor will he ever. So that right there was like a clue. I tried to tell people a long time ago, when you come onto YouTube looking for leaders and looking for people to follow, that you can follow and be up under, it's a virtual waste of time. A true guru is going to lead you to find, the source within yourself, not look at me, worship me, I'm this, you MFers are that. I'm God's gift. This guy is a complete narcissist and off the deep end. I thought we was past the age of listening to ignorant, uneducated ex-cons in their positions. No disrespect to the brothers that got caught up in the system and got out and did better with their lives. We talking about these fools. They got nowhere else to go. They come onto YouTube and they create this persona and liken themselves to be gods. They take on these lofty titles like Pharaoh this, King this, God that, and lives up to none of it. It's amazing how many people are beguiled and tricked and fall into follow behind these fools. Like, I mean, within 5 minutes, you should be able to, if you are spiritually open, you should be able to see right through these charlatans right away. This particular individual scammed several times. And this little rant and speech that he's doing, it's really it seems to me like everything his last few videos have all been about, let me show you why I'm right and why my baby mom is wrong. Dude, let me tell you something. As a man, the minute that you put your wife and child out in the street and had them in a hotel, you lost all credibility right there. So it's nothing you can say after that. There's nothing at all. With all that money you claim that you have and that you got, that wife and child, I mean, you should have left the house, or they should have had an equal accommodation or somewhere decent. So everything you say after that is all like a hustle, like him putting out, I don't want to go ahead because if you're going to show the part where he's talking about, look at her text message and all this stuff. But I'm just saying, there's no humility in that. That's not being humble when you showboating for the cameras and all that stuff. Dude, if you didn't have those cameras in this audience, what would your dialogue be like? That's my thought on that.
Probably, it's funny because probably just like this, as much as he's talking about jail and so far he has made about 2 different analogies to jail, and it's only 5 minutes into the video.
And most of us have not been to jail. I mean, I can't relate. What? He talks like that,
Like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right, most of the people that lead these communities, they don't have access to the system we do, and so they want to pull everybody else in, and they want us to blame the white man with them. Yeah,
right. But now he's like, fuck y'all, and the white man is my best friend. So anyway, go ahead and play a little bit more, because I think there was a little bit more of this I wanted to play, and then we're going to go forward from here. Just bear with me, guys.
Trying to prove we know that there's racism out here.
I just paused.
We're fighting it every day. We know that there's systematic racism out here. We're fighting it every day. But you have to realize motherfuckers have families just like you. Motherfuckers have people that they love and care for, and will go to war for just like you. So just like I don't want nobody disrespecting my son, it's white people out here who don't want nobody disrespecting their son. So we just not gonna disrespect nobody kids. Why the fuck is that hard for y'all to understand? Because y'all gonna be the same motherfuckers at a house party or at the club this weekend, shot the shit out of. And you gonna be on the motherfucking stretcher. And you gonna be crying, talking about, save me, white man. Save me, white man. Save me. You know why? Because I was that motherfucker before. I was that motherfucker. Motherfucker, bullet hole right here.
Okay.
Bullet hole wound right there. A motherfucker shot me.
I feel like I need to go get shot. I don't feel validated as a man. I need a bullet hole and a throat tat.
Yeah, he's trying to walk. He's trying to walk back the statement that he made to black
Go to jail and get my commissary revoked for assaulting a CO, thrown in the hole.
He said,
no visitation.
Listen, so I am part of like a social club. You know, we do go out from time to time. I'm usually feeling very, very safe when I'm out because it's, you know, usually people that I'm very well aware of, very protective people that I'm around. So I'm not concerned about my safety. But it's crazy that this guy is talking about like his analogies, like how he thinks of black folks and what he thinks of black people. To me, sounds like what his whole background has been, or the type of people he's been around. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, he's basically trying to, like I said, walk back the fact that he would, like, I guess if you're initiated in, you know, certain conscious communities, you have to say that all white people are the devil or they're crackers and don't interact with any of them, don't do business with any of them. And now he realizes that you can't really, there, you know, the lifestyle he wants to live, you have to interact with white people. And he, like I said, to support the people who supported him and gave him all that money. Is he actually, and here's another question, like, did he get that house with the money that he asked for with his case? So that's a question that the people that actually gave him money to fight the white man, now he got that money to live with the white man because he don't want to be around quote unquote niggas, you know.
Man, I don't know what's up with him, but I just thought that part was just crazy. That part of the video. But I'm gonna move on. I don't want to keep you guys long, but we got a couple more pieces to go over. So let me get to this part here. I think this is crazy too. All right. Hold on 1 second.
Come. If I spent all day saying fuck you all day and then ask for your help, would you come? No, you would not. So I'm not giving white people a pass. I'm simply saying there is a thing out here off the internet called real fucking life. You do have to go to the hospital, you know that, right, asshole? You do have to go to the dentist, you know that, right, asshole? You do have to go in one of these court buildings, you know that, right, asshole? Okay, so I would suggest you watch what the fuck comes out of your mouth. Because you never know who you're talking to, truly. You never know who you're offending, truly. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers just running around the world doing this. Disrespecting everybody when you feel some type of way. Escalating situations when you feel some type of way. I don't move like that. And if you move like that, you cannot move with me. So let me just say this before anybody casts judgment on me. Obviously, I don't fucking believe what you fucking believe. Obviously. Obviously. So I'm not bound by your spiritual beliefs. That doesn't make me wicked. We got different beliefs. But what I believe is respect. I believe in extraterrestrials. Now you might say, Pharaoh, why is this important? I believe white people are an alien species. That's what I believe. I believe that I'm genetically descendant of an extraterrestrial species. You don't have to believe that. Okay. But here's the thing. We simply view white people different. I don't even think white people are from this planet. Now you might say, Pharaoh, why is that important? If I go to another planet and I meet a race of yellow people, am I going to be racist to them? No. You know why? Because it's respect. When I see a fucking spider, hopefully you assholes aren't just at home killing the fucking spider because you're afraid of a different species. Are you? Are you at home just killing? And let me let you motherfuckers know. Animals are beings. You know that, right? Plants are beings. You know that, right? Humans, organic or non-organic. Organic or hybrid.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Where can I find non-organic humans? He murdered me. He murdered me when he said, I don't disrespect people. You can't rock with me. This man straight up made a powerful anti-Semitic statement, like towards a group of people. And then he turns around and says, like, we didn't hear that. See, man, it's insulting when you have somebody standing in front of you speaking pseudo intelligence and talking to you like you stupid and they really believe that you are. I mean, he calls you MFers like every other word. That's why I'm sitting there going, damn, you just gonna sit here and be berated all this time. This man said white folks are descended from extraterrestrials. He's an extraterrestrial being if he went to another planet.
So
black
we
people,
all
all that Hotepi and gobbledygook people.
Gobbledygook.
Be happy. Look, you're a being in human form right now. Just look in the mirror. That's who you are right now. Stop listening to these people telling you you come from another planet. I'm from another planet. You're bigger and better than this. Man, all that intellectual massaging that they give you is nonsense. Dude, where you from? Planet Maniac? Like, for real. All that higher knowledge, higher being, higher stuff, you're seeing none of it. All that yelling and jumping around like a rabbit squirrel and screaming into the camera, that's not a being that's in an enlightened state. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think we just here for entertainment. Personally, I think he's a great character. He should get his own show.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Yeah, because something ain't adding up. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to just say that there isn't extraterrestrial life out there somewhere. But I'm not talking about white people or like
or from us. It's that hotel gobbledygook. That hotel gobbledygook.
Listen, he ain't got nothing. He said he got on a higher conscious. Literally, he done got high. Okay. Got on a different level. This nigga taking some psychedelic drugs. Then he got to be. I need a drug test, young Pharaoh, right now. Right fucking now. Okay. No, bro, you taking something. I don't know what's going on because I'm like, what? Okay. So he moved around the aliens. That's what's going on.
Yes. I had to because y'all niggas ain't shit. And
he gotta be around the extraterrestrials. You know what I mean? Because shit. Lord, today, I don't know what's going on. I
wanted to add the fact that he admitted that he bought that house for Golden. And there also is a situation where he was trying to prevent evidence where he was saying, well, y'all see these text messages, she wasn't supposed to come over here because she knew I was going to have another female over here, and he's trying to make it seem like she's a baby mama terrorist, not ready to move on, or don't have some issues with him moving on. But there was a pool party going on that day. And did you hear about the royal girl, the one where he accidentally allowed himself to see those text messages where the girl said, "You want to treat me like a rag?" Yeah. So
shout out to Flacco. Shout out to Poetic Flacco.
Flacco, come on, Flacco. So Flacco there was another content creator called Sweet Mom for Life, where they went to her Instagram, and that girl was on the Instagram, and then the guy who was actually saying that the pool party was actually at Pharaoh's house after this whole incident. So it wasn't that he was trying to. He actually created a situation where he tried to make her look bad, like a baby mama terrorist. There's also another video that he either did today or yesterday where he had said, well, Golden was at the house with him, and he had said, "We just had sex, y'all." And she said, "No, we didn't." So he was like, "Yes, we did." So he's trying to make her look bad now. And then so I can neither confirm or deny whether they did or didn't. But here's the thing. He's trying to continually, because I don't know if y'all saw that post where she said, I'm going to back off because I do have to depend on him for financial assistance, to stay in, to have housing. So she's basically stopped putting content on, speaking her side. So this is where you say financial abuse, where Kels was talking about this to me, how men use finance. Oh, listen, females can do it too, but we're just talking about Pharaoh right now. Pharaoh is using financial abuse to control her moves, her modes, her actions, and the fact that she doesn't feel safe speaking out against him now because she, until she, I guess, gain her independence, she has to depend on him. And so she's going to back. And I believe she realizes that he has a bigger following, and she's not going to go against that for the sake of her children and their housing. So, yeah.
Right. And that's a great subject to bring up, because a lot of men, and Dr. Bombay, if you'd like to chime in on this too, but a lot of men tend to think that if they speak a certain way or talk a certain way to the woman, and the woman is being nice to them or she's responding a certain way, it's because she's interested. When in actuality, she's either afraid of you, she thinks you're a creep, or she doesn't want to lose everything that you have provided. So of course she's going to be kind. She's going to be nice. She doesn't want her kids out on the street. She doesn't want to catch the bus when she's been riding around with her kids. It's bad enough that you as a man are still living in this mansion, having pool parties and all kinds of stuff, and your kids are living in an apartment. Explain that.
Exactly.
Clearly, she knows what type of man she's dealing with. So of course she's going to be nice and kind, and she might even give you a little bit of hate, or something, so she can make sure that her kids got somewhere to live. That doesn't say very much about young Pharaoh, and I just want to say that. So, Dr. Bombay, if you wanted to add something to that.
No, it's sad. You're completely right. Like I said, when this guy's running on 100% pure ego adrenaline, it needs to be fed. He needs worship,
right?
And he feels, he has the God gift complex. It's like, well, I have this entire world for you. You must bow to me and do what I say. Yes, when I saw the text messages she sent, and he says, look at her, she's apologized. She says she's sorry. Yeah, she's in survival mode right now. Right. A woman got to feed her kids and shelter her kids. See, the thing is, she understands, and it takes a lot to humble yourself to do that. See, that's that quality of humility that he was talking about. She has that, because that woman has to swallow all her pride and say, I got to tell this fool I'm sorry, and I got to bow down because I have to protect my kids. Women always have to do that. He doesn't understand anything about that. a man should be nurturing and protecting his children. Here's the thing. Since you still got the nanny coming over and dealing with you, why didn't you just take custody of the children and say, hey, I'll keep the kids, but, you know, you got to go find other arrangements. You know, you could have done that. And now, you know, like I said, you got all the money, you got all the power. Hopefully one day she'll, you know, elevate herself and become free and independent. And hopefully, you know, she'll serve you with some papers and get what's due. Because I'm going to tell you, I would tell a sister right now, there ain't going to be no compromising with this guy. Once you get on your feet, you get your massage therapist license. Once you get a little practice going for yourself and you can sustain, he's not going to be the guy that's going to be coming over volunteering money for you. You're going to have to go through legal channels. Don't even play yourself. You know, he might start out with a few, you know, feeding you some crumbs, but I'm telling you, you need to put it on paper, you know. But I understand right now she's in survival mode. She doesn't have anywhere to go. So she got to do what she got to do. I mean, I'd rather her, you know, kiss his ass than go get on the stripper pole or do something, you know, heinous to get money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, that's the father of her children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's putting her out there. And the crazy part is he's trying to parade her around about the sex and stuff like as if she's some whore on the street. But she's dealing with it. I mean, any other man, you know what I'm saying, would be like, okay, well, you know, I'll wife her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna be pissed when the next man wifes her and actually treats her with respect and the same respect that he would have done and better. You know, let's look at what's his name, Future and Sierra and Russell. Okay, like let's look at that situation. That man came in like a knight in shining armor and swept her off her and took damn good care of her and her children.
Right.
And shit, throw him a couple dollars too. And he looked stupid out. He made a couple songs about it and everything. So, hey. Yeah, anyway, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Guys, please refrain from the trolling, as I said earlier. Unfortunately, I had to block a couple of you tonight because I'm not in my chat. I don't give a fuck what you do in other people's chats. I go over there and play around and mess around too, but that's what they do in their chat. On this chat, you won't. And that's it. I fuck with y'all, but listen, you're not doing this in here. Okay, and that's it. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. What's up, Flacco? All right, so go ahead. Did y'all have anything else y'all wanted to say about that before I go on? Okay, Dr. Bombay.
No, I'm good on this section.
All right, so let me go ahead and get a little bit further into the video because he mentioned something about, the last one was about the cops coming to the neighborhood. That's what that was. So this right here is about, he said something about, okay, here we go.
But I get very aggressive, but I won't get aggressive first. You got to get aggressive with me first. Period. I'm a no bullshit type of guy, but I'm a nice guy. But I'm not going to start with you. I'm not. So I just want people to know this. I am as black as a black man can be. But that doesn't mean I have to be disrespectful to people.
I thought he was an alien.
That doesn't mean I have to walk around and carry myself like an asshole. Because how I feel and my attitude is my problem. What I'm going through in my life is my problem. Just like what you're going through in your life is your problem. It's not nobody else's shit. But what we have to do is we have to heal as a community. And if we don't address the issues as adults.
He's an alien when he want to be and when he want to be black.
Around in that ugly some hieroglyphics on it, you definitely look like an alien. For real. Like, dude, for real.
Hold on, guys.
Uh-oh, you froze.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a pause to comment. Okay. we can keep talking. We keep talking till she get it back up. But he loves the word I, and that's another thing too. When you hear that, when you hear a person start saying I'm this, I'm that, I, and then on top of that, I'm gonna tell you something. When YouTubers start to get a little big, when they start speaking of themselves in the third person, turn the channel off. Run. They've crossed over. Ain't no turning back.
Right.
Dude is gone. He really believes and bought into his own hype. I mean, but hey, this is the place to do it. You get the audience.
It's the ego of the Hotep B1 back to Africa, red, black, and green. Ego. You know, basically, you know, once you do a lot of things that I guess you're supposed to agree to do once you know, I guess like a fraternity, you know, so I think some of the Hotep communities you have to do and say certain things. Because I remember I had to, they were accepting of me at first, but I had to say like all white people are devil. Even women and white women and white children are devils in order to belong to a certain Hotep group. And when I decided not to say that, you know, you get kicked out. So I believe there's an initiation process for some of these communities. And as long as you say this, and maybe he's trying to distance himself from people he initiated himself with by saying these things, but you know, you're just allowing people to realize that you've known better all along. You just use a certain group of people to finance your way into, I guess, your form of economic success. And now you're ready to detach yourself from people that put you on financial success.
Exactly. It's all about the money. I mean, no matter where you come into the black conscious sector, it's all about money. I mean, everything that they do, like you said, you got to pass initiation. You got to go to hate the white man school first. Then they bring you in on that. Then they bring you in on a fake version of Pan-Africanism. Fake because there's actually a real Pan-Africanist movement, not what they're in. They never leave their chairs. Everything that they do is conscious manipulation. It's like you say something. I saw a brother. I ain't gonna mention his name, but you know him very well. He was out. He had someone's material and he was selling it like in the form of a DVD, and it was like bootleg copies. And the brother said, "Hey man, what are you doing? You know, I spent 3 years in Africa, like going through deserts, digging up, you know, the dirt, finding artifacts to create this work." And he said, "Oh, well, this information should be for all of us. It's for all of us. So forget the brother's hard work that did the actual research.
Right.
You just absconded with it and took it over." That works fine until now you go on YouTube and take one of his videos and put it up on your thing and just run his whole live and just slap your name on the front of it and watch how fast it ain't going to be for all of us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this in closing. The guru that has his hand, if the guru puts his hands in your pocket, change your pants.
Deep words, deep.
Yep, that's Zen. So don't, you know, like I said, once the money grab, because see, the thing is, I used to be in them groups way back in the day, and I realized, man, it was like all the money was flowing out of my pocket, and all I got was a pat on the head and told I was a part of some supreme race and all this stuff they gave me. This you know, basically appealing to my sense of a need for belonging, you know, and it was manipulation. We never got anywhere. We never elevated. We never got on a spaceship and got the hell out of here. I'm still sitting here talking to you. So that's not the path to enlightenment, dealing with these people, you know, and it's clear. So did we lose the host?
That's a good question. Sometimes I've heard people have to reboot their system. You know, let me see what's going on.
Yeah, she has to. She's going to probably come back in.
She actually just said she'll be back in the private chat. I think she's rebooting.
Yeah, we can't bridge any gaps over here because this channel's not part of the sector, so you can't bridge. She killed all the effery in the room right away, sprayed the raid, got rid of that. So we on the outskirts of town over here, so we ain't bridging no gaps today. But however, you can tune in the Stargate show at any random time between 2 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. if you want your gap bridged. Definitely, Shell. You better speak that speech, Bombay. Yeah. I'm heading over to Vita so I can have a bridge blown up, so I can detach.
Exactly. If you want your bridges blown up, Vita B is the place to be.
Yep.
You are back in effect.
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry about that. I had to restart everything. I don't know. I got two computers going. That's why I was able to stay on.
I told you, didn't it? But
but sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to play no more of that video. First of all, I can't take no more. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to play no more of that video. It must have been.
You've made your point with that video.
Huh?
I'd rather hear some golden. You know, if we was going to listen to somebody, I'd rather. Did y'all see her shopping for her new apartment and going out getting at the dollar store and all that stuff? So the sister, now y'all you can clue me in. Am I assuming that when he kept saying, "You're in that apartment," that Buffalo accent, "You're in that apartment that I'm paying for," did she leave that and she went and got her own deal? Because that's what it looks like.
That's a good question.
It's a family member's house.
Oh, see. Oh, great. So she's in. It looked like her own. It looked like her own place. Her grandmama owns it. See, that's good. Somebody stepped up. Now, see, that's a GoFundMe I would donate to. That's a Cash App I would send money to for that. Seeing her and the kids get settled. So she was out shopping and looking around, and that's her first step towards independence. See, once she crosses that bridge where she don't need him anymore, I don't know what he's going to do next. You know, he probably will step his game up with slander, or something else. I mean, you know how we play. Well, I won't say we because I'm not in that club, but you know how sometimes people play games. You know, some women do it. Women will do it with women will do it with visitation. Men will do it with visitation. Like women will do it with visitation where they restrict you from seeing your child, and the men will do it. Well, I told him I was coming over to get him, but I'm not coming because you're not doing what I want you to do. So hopefully, it don't come down to that.
Yeah. Well, you know, definitely. Well, I didn't really want to make the show about her too much, and I'll tell you why. Because I actually wanted to do some highlights on her, and what she has accomplished. Because I think that a lot of people don't know that. There's a lot of people that's talking trash about her and saying stuff about her, and they're very unaware of how much she is already accomplishing before she left him. So, you know, I think that deserves its own live stream. That deserves its own conversation. So I definitely want to speak on her too. But just a couple of more things. I missed what you guys were talking about while we got off, and I kind of got off topic. But I remember him saying he was talking about how we need to heal as a Black community, and I agree with that. There was actually some things he said in the video that I did agree with, but I just couldn't co-sign because of some of the nonsense he was saying in the video. But we do need to heal as a community. But I think that it's deeper than just, oh, we need to heal as a community. You know what I mean? Because what he's saying, I think the context of what he was saying is, you know, we need to stop blaming the white man for all of our problems and all of our issues.
Right.
I don't think we're blaming the white man for our issues and our problems. I do think we are under systemic white supremacy. I think we are under systemic racism. I think that plays a major role in our lives, like across the world. You know what I mean? And I don't think that we should ignore that. You know what I mean? And I think that we won't heal completely until either we create our own system or we drive that system that we've already created. Like for instance, remember Dr. Bombay, you were talking the other day about how, you know, in our community, we have like 5, what is it? I forgot the number you put out, but we basically have the highest spending power in the world, the Black community.
Like $1 trillion buying power.
That's what it was. So that's a lot of money, guys. Okay. And we can literally stop and put a halt to the economy if we actually, you know, did some of the things that young Pharaoh was talking about at one time, which is building our own, having our own schools, having our own hospitals. It's like he lost sight of all of that, you know, and just now he's talking about, you got to go to the hospital one day, dummy. You got to go to, but you were just talking about building our own communities, you know, putting that money back into our communities. Some of the wealthier people and some of the middle class people can actually be doing that. We could put money together and buy, you know, buy blocks, you know what I mean? And take care of those blocks, take care of the homes on those blocks, put up businesses in the neighborhood. Stop focusing on Chinese restaurants and Chinese hair stores. We can focus on other Black businesses that we can open in these communities. And it doesn't have to be soul food. You see what I'm saying? It could be a daycare. It could be a nursing home. People aren't thinking of stuff like that. It could be an apartment complex. You know what I mean? People aren't thinking of things like that, but we should be thinking of how we can build on our wealth and build on our communities, and stop complaining about the things that we can't change. We can't, you know, that there is systemic racism. We can't change that right now, at least, but we can change how we're putting our money into our community, and even how we're helping others to get those resources. Because that, I think that's important, that the people that are not able to get to those resources, that we who are able to get to them are also providing those pathways to help people get to them. So that's just one of the things I was thinking of.
Right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's hood economics 101.
Yeah, I watched that video and I got the concept of what you were saying. I agreed with you, actually. I just thought that, you know, we need to have more solutions, like we had said. I think there should be definitely solutions in place, or at least putting people, you know, getting together with people to create solutions. We can't change the world. You know what I mean? That's just it. I myself, by myself, cannot change the world. You yourself, by yourself, can't. Stargate, by yourself, you can't. But collectively, we could put a hell of a dent. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I really think that it's important that people start thinking like that, and stop following these fake ass gurus. Because, you know, one minute they're saying that, and as soon as they get some white dollars, or as soon as they get some white coochie, we out the window.
Absolutely, honey. He trying to defend the white coochie, baby. He wanted that white coochie. He said, "Fuck y'all niggas. I'm gonna give me some white coochie."
Came through, honey. He was like, "Oh, gotta go." All right.
He's living in a good neighborhood. He'll never run out of mayonnaise. You can go right. Yeah, you good to go?
Never, honey.
You got neighbors on both sides.
Worcestershire sauce. What's that?
Yeah, Worcestershire. Yeah, never gonna run out.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Yeah, you know how to say it because you went to New York, so you. Worcestershire. Oh, whatever, right? Yeah, so that was one thing, and then I was gonna play another part where he said that he's not a crash dummy, and that he does not act out of emotion. I mean, I don't know what y'all witnessed on that.
I don't know what he thought he was doing.
I mean,
everything he says, he plays out the opposite right before your very eyes.
Very eyes, right?
That's crazy. That's that Shaggy song. It wasn't me.
He ain't no crash dummy, but that nigga show is crazy. Okay.
Yeah. You know what though? I listened to him. I know I said a lot of things about the brother. You know, I listened to him though. I hear some pain up under all that.
Yeah.
I hear something.
A lot.
There's something he's hurting from something. Like I don't know what it is. I'm not I can't psychoanalyze him, but I feel like it's something beneath that. There's some frustration, something deep seated that only probably a therapist could expose. But I do, you know, I do believe, you know.
Yep, absolutely. I agree too. I know that he was adopted as a child. So I know that he apparently has been through some stuff. He did gangbang for a long time, you know, just in his hometown. So he's probably seen a lot. You know, he has some good music too. So he has been through his fair share of things. I can say that. But that's not an excuse for him to just be carrying on like this right now and just totally turning his back on the Black community, like as if somebody around here did something to his ass. I don't know.
But
Nobody
that,
really cares for real, but it's just the point that, you know, he really feels like he is at liberty to talk shit like this. It reminds me kind of Umar Johnson. But I digress. I'm not gonna go there.
The ego, see, that's the trick. That's the trick of the ego. The ego, it runs full speed on, it's on all the time. So it can, after a while, it convinces you that it is actually you when it's not. The problem is it's insatiable. It's never satisfied. So you get, for instance, you start out, you say, I want 1,000 subscribers. Then you get 1,000 subscribers and you go, oh, this is nice. Now you want to be monetized. So you become monetized. Then you want 10,000. Then you want 50. Then you want 100. Now there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is the money starts to come in. The ego enjoys that because now it can expose itself to a lot more people. So whatever your pleasure is, you know, you're going to do it tenfold. If it's drugs, you're going to amp it up. I think he's going to eventually get to the point where he realizes that all of the money, the success, the wealth or fame that comes with that, you're going to look over the plateau and realize it's all an illusion. And there's no higher plateau for you to get to. Once you do that, that's when you crash. That's why I said earlier, you're going to crash. You know, you had, what was the richest guy? Howard Hughes. That man had more money than anybody in the world, you know, and he died, you know, in a pile of Kleenex with a 12-inch fingernails and a beard down to the floor, just wore out in a hotel room where he died in his own filth. Because once you get to a point where you got so much money, he thought he could stop nuclear testing. See, what happens is once you conquer everything on the physical plane, you have a spiritual awakening. So once you have everything that you can have in this world, you start to see things different. And he had an awakening. He thought he could stop the damage to the planet and everything else. And he literally drove himself insane, you know, and that's what happens. You're going to, if the drugs don't burn you out first, once you wait, you're going to wake up and you're going to see, man, the ego is going to say, there's nothing else for me to feed upon. Now you got to self-destruct because you can't deal with the pain. That's just my thought on that, you know.
Just to feed off of that, there was one part of the video that I probably should play, but I'll just put a link to it in the description so you guys can go to it because I want you guys to hear what he said. He begins to proceed again to explain to us why he moved to a white neighborhood. And one of the things that he said was he moved there because white people, he wanted to be able to show white people how black people really live and that black people, you know, are normal people that have pool parties, take care of their kids and everything else. You know, but then he was just sitting up, giving up analogies of black people being in jail, getting shot in the club. And I'm like, which one is it? And then he said, the only thing you guys are going to see white people is a little wine and a little weed. He said, and maybe some mushrooms and some tea. I said, what?
Man.
Is he trying to get white reparations?
He said mushrooms, girl. As soon as he said that, I said, you know what? That's why he thinks they're aliens. That's why he thinks white people are aliens. Okay?
No, listen, that's that Dr. York. Listen, that's that Dr. York talk. Because I remember before Dr. York was got convicted, there was somebody that was trying to convince, and there wasn't this other, the one that y'all know about. There was a brother that was trying to convince me, because I don't know if y'all know about the where the reservation that he was trying to set up, where black people thought that they were going to be able to, I guess, be sovereign, and they got the land got confiscated or whoever. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I was an Ansar once. That was because of taxes and all that, and then he moved.
Oh, so it got.
Yeah, so, once you talking about
where the
upstate in the Catskills. You talk now. He had two land selections. One was in the Catskills, upstate New York.
This was in Atlanta.
And then he moved down to Eaton, Georgia, where he had the land he called Tom Array.
You're right. It was
paper mache pyramids and stuff. So he kept changing the narrative. It went from, okay, first it's Muslims, then you switched it up to Southerners dressing like cowboys, then you became Indians or natives, then you became Egyptians. So everything just kept moving, you know.
Right.
And eventually that was an attempt to avoid government agencies, which it ultimately failed. And then, of course, the plot was exposed.
So, like, and so this dude would tell me about the alien, the whole tip gobbledygook, like Bombay was talking about, like alien, you know, coming from other planets and all that. Listen, it just was like, are you sure this is like? I remember he was trying to like convince me that this was real, and I was like, okay, I appreciate this information, but I got, you know, my whole thing was, that's, you know, me, the nice star. I'm too nice to tell people let it to fuck off, right? I'm like, well, let me digest it. You know, that was my so I was turning them down politely, right? Like, well, let me think about it and I'll get back with you. So I was like, so I'm trying to like just, that's basically where the whole alien talk, like we're like black people or white people aren't from here, but the planet that white people are from, it's like, you know, is disastrous and all of this jazz, and like I can't even like totally remember. I just know that we're all not here. Basically, we all are from somewhere else, but we here from planet Earth, and then there's a spaceship that's supposed to come and save us. You know,
the Biru.
Yeah, thank you, Bubba.
He said he was from the planet Risk, right? Which
right,
is the seventh galaxy outside of this one. See, I used to sit up in those classes and ask questions about astronomy and things, and they would just look at me sideways. I'm gonna tell you the secret. The secret to the sauce is this. First of all of the books that he wrote weren't being written by him. There was all the sisters were writing the books and doing the artwork and everything. What's his name? Chuck talks a lot about that on his Facebook page. He basically debunks him completely. Everything that he was writing in the later books came from Zachariah Stitchin. If any of you ever read Zachariah Stitchin's books, it talks about the Enuma Elish that's spoken of, and how the Anunnaki came here to Earth and they needed gold from this planet, and they had to use it to.
They used the monkey's DNA.
Use the gold to put into their atmosphere to deflect the sun rays of their planet. Now I'm sitting there saying, damn, these people have advanced technology and can traverse star systems, but yet they got to come all the way to Earth to get gold.
To do that, yeah.
And
they used the monkey. They used the DNA from not monkeys, but what?
Prehistoric man, basically.
Prehistoric man, right? And they furthered our evolution.
Yes.
Fast forward our evolution by using prehistoric DNA and some DNA from
it was theirs and ours, allegedly Homo erectus, because they needed man to be what they call Lulu Amalu, which means primitive workers. They needed them to mine the gold.
Right.
Let me explain to you. I used to do debunking conspiracy things. Let me explain to you just in one sentence why that is not fathomable. Let me explain. First of all, if you have aliens with technology 100,000 years more advanced than you, where they actually they're type 2 civilization, they can pretty much harness the power of their star. So they don't need to go anywhere to do anything. Number two, if you're looking for minerals, these minerals are common throughout the cosmos. Anything you want, like for instance, you could go mine an asteroid and get cobalt, iron, magnesium, any element you could want. Do you know how many asteroids, because you have to get sick? That would be very impractical. That whole story, and just with an open mind, a clear mind or insight, you could break something like that down in 30 seconds. That's why I love when Hotepians speak what they speak. I just sit there with the smile. I'm going, okay. Yeah, that makes it. So I'm them and I'm advanced and they're coming back for me. And the Biru, which the ship is on the outskirts of Pluto, is going to come into the solar system. The last time it crashed into this planet that's not here, created the moon and the rings of Saturn. Yeah, okay. Sounds great. I'm from Missouri. Show me. You know, I'm just saying I'm not from Missouri. Missouri's the show me state. So every time somebody tells you something, 2 words debunks everything. Show me. The conversation's done at that point.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm gonna invite Shakim Ra up. Hey, bro, I just put the link in the chat for you. And also Red Pill or anybody else that wants to come up. Stefan, Flock. As long as you and Shakim don't go back and forth, y'all know y'all both welcome on the panel. But yeah, guys, that was a great conversation. There was one other part of the conversation I wanted to bring up, and this is the final part of what I wanted to say about him. He actually starts talking. There was one part in the video a little bit earlier where he had actually started talking about being part of the Black conscious community is like being a part of a gang. Okay. And, you know, he no longer wants to live the gang life. He's not doing that anymore. And this is why he's leaving us. Okay. And then he says, towards the end of the video, which is the part I just couldn't stomach anymore, he said he hates Bill Gates, but he absolutely loves Trump. And he also loves the governor of Texas. Shout out to them. And he said they are gang, quote unquote, gang. Okay. He does not want to be Black anymore. He is now considered an Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a court date in September.
I wonder what the Egyptians got to say about that.
I'm wondering if they don't know that they're Black. I mean,
oh,
maybe there's another type of Egyptian we don't know about. Yes. But I'm thinking the Egyptians on Earth, okay, they are Black people. Okay, so, but I don't know. Maybe, you know, we missing something somewhere. I don't know. You guys let me know. Let me bring Shakim onto the panel real quick. What's happening, young blood?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I just saw that you was live, and I was like, shit, let me hurry up and get over here. Sorry, I missed part of it.
You're good. I was actually going to wrap it up soon, but yeah, I mean, we're just talking about your boy, young Pharaoh. I know that you had made some videos about Pharaoh in the past, and I just wanted to get your opinion on it. I can go over real quick with you kind of what we had talked about. And I don't know if you saw the video I had sent you, but listen, he basically gave us a message in the beginning, you know, of the video. It was just a message to Black people and why he's deciding to leave the Black race. Yeah. He's no longer Black.
What?
Now Egyptian, which I thought they were Black, but maybe I'm mistaken. He's leaving the Black conscious community because this is a gang. He does not want to be part of the gang life anymore. But yet Trump and the governor of Texas are his new gang, quote unquote, gang, quote, gang. And yeah, what do you think? Oh yeah, he's changing his name. He has a court date in September to change his name legally because he is leaving our asses because we ain't shit. And, you know, that's it. So, yeah. And he moved to a white neighborhood for these reasons.
Really?
Oh, and white people saved him when he got shot and when he was, yeah. It was white people that saved him. So
it sounds like he's having a midlife crisis, even though he's only 28 or something.
Right. I'm like, I think he's not even 30.
Yeah, I think it's funny how the most pro-Black people turn on their people so quickly when they're going through hard times.
Right.
Because when he had his channel, his 500,000 subs, he was traveling everywhere, and he was that guy. You know, it was pro-Black, the Black woman's God, the Black race this, king that. But I always say, when you are going through whatever you're going through, that's when you lose everything. That's when you gain everything, because then you see who you really are. And a lot of people, when they get on this YouTube thing and they get clout and famous and notoriety from people, man, it actually hurts them, because when they take YouTube away, then it's like their whole world comes crashing down. So
Yeah.
I think him losing his YouTube channel, going through it with his baby mom, remember his Bank of America account mysteriously got closed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's having a lot of problems. So I'm surprised, but I do understand why he's probably in that dark space.
Yeah.
Oh, T-Pretty, maybe this explains it. Like if his if his assets got frozen from Bank of America, is the initiation from the establishment that he once spoke against is you gonna have to do some white reparations and speak against black folks to get this money back.
You know what? I had thought that there was definitely, I do believe there is definitely a puppet master behind this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's acting on his own.
Right.
I think that there's somebody that's like, yeah, you got to say this and say that in order for me to keep feeding you this bread.
Right.
And yeah, I think he's just like Dr. Bombay said earlier, I think he's just drinking the Kool-Aid, not realizing that it's poison.
I forgot about that, Rod, that his Bank of America account got shut down. So maybe that's
Yeah, he got flagged again for medical misinformation.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, he's going through it over there.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I take my spirituality really seriously. I think a lot of people, they just really aren't into it the way they portray, because when you go through shit, it should be like water off your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with him, it's like all the shit he's going through, money, relationships. It's like, where's all that spiritual power that you had when you was on YouTube, you know, talking about astral travel and all of these powers that you have? You should be applying that to your real life. So, I think he's probably kind of bitter at the black community because we can only do so much for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot make him, you know, the next Malcolm X or anything. You know, we cannot do that. So, yeah, I think he just needs to take a break. I think he needs to get off of YouTube and go get a real job. You know, go to college. You know, just get off the internet for a little bit and detox and come back when his head is clear. But when your money's fucked up, it's really hard to get out of that dark space when your money messed up. So yeah, it's a tough situation for him.
Yeah, I think he's just in over his head, and you know, he had to fall back and get help from the very people that he was talking shit on. You know, and they're gonna spin him around the world, spin him all the way around until they use his ass up and then spit his ass back out.
Absolutely.
That's what I
mean, YouTube, that's why you shouldn't rely, even if you have 1 million subscribers, like, YouTube is great, but just as easily as they gave that to you, they can take it away, and that shit hurts because I think he spent what, 10 years building up his YouTube channel before they took it away. So yeah, you know,
he had a couple of he had like 6 of them, didn't he? 6 or 7 YouTube channels. He still got the Aten Nation up, but he had like 6 or 7 YouTube channels for different reasons. I can imagine how, and plus this Instagram followers and everybody else, I can imagine having that type of YouTube internet fame, you know, and he doesn't have any type of financial literacy or anything. You know, I can imagine how that would affect him at his age. You know, I could see that. It's a shame though. So Stefan asked you a question, Shakim. He said, do you agree that black people or white people are from space like young Pharaoh? I mean, I'll say this before you say that. I actually do have a sense of the afterlife, you know what I mean? And thinking that there is some life on other planets and even in other galaxies. Whether they're white or black or not, I don't know about that. But I do think that there is life in other galaxies and on other planets. And, you know, call me crazy, I don't care, but that's what I think. But I don't know about white people being from, you know, from Mars or some crazy shit like that. I don't know about that. I think if you're a person, you're from here, you're from Earth. So
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. I mean, I guess I would just say that it's possible. I'm not going to say they started here, but the ancient Egyptians say they were created. So, you know, it depends on how you want to look at it. They were either created here or they were created somewhere else and brought here. But that's crazy. I didn't know he. So what is he, pro-white now? Like I don't understand what.
So he's saying that he's not saying that he's pro-white, because he definitely said in the video too that he still doesn't completely trust all white people. But most, like, basically I think what he's trying to do is cater to the QAnon people. Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. I don't want to say much about that, but I do think that he's trying to cater to that. So what he's saying is stuff like, I don't fool with Bill Gates, for instance. You know what I mean? But I know y'all don't either. And that's what he'll say. Or, you know, or something like that. So he's saying it's not all white people. Like, he keeps trying to make that clear. That it's not, you know, there are white people that are out here doing things that aren't right. But he's fooling with the majority of white people. Or at least the people that fool with Trump. Yeah, he made that very clear. And he said Trump is gang, honey. I mean, quote unquote, gang. And the governor of Texas, quote unquote, is gang. All right. So, yeah.
I would also like to add that people who were signed up to him and SETI's university, somebody said that SETI got rid of all of Pharaoh's videos, and then that maybe the initiation that Pharaoh once had to do or once had to be a part of, because I know SETI was very strong in, you know, making sure that you knew or you said or your beliefs were that all white people, you know, you don't trust any white people. So I knew SETI was very clear on that. I remember it stopped when Pharaoh and SETI had hooked up. By that time, I was like done with the conscious community because I get tired of having my heart broke over and over again. Sonetta will put somebody on and somebody disappoint us, and Sonetta will call them out, but then he'll make back up with them, and then it was just this non-ending cycle. So I had actually broke away. You know, like, even though, like, SETI, I'm sorry, not SETI, but Sai told me I couldn't be part of his community, we still communicated behind the scenes and trying to, I guess, do whatever we could to do for the Black community. But then it was like, it was just too much. And so I don't know, like, is he trying to backtrack? What did SETI make him say things that he wasn't really comfortable with saying just to be put on? And maybe he was caught up in it after he got out of jail. Because this is the thing, when you get out of jail, didn't Tupac say when he got out of jail he was willing to hook up with Death Row? Shit, who was Suge Knight?
There was Death Row. Death Row, and he basically was desperate. And so he hooked up with them, and he actually regretted the decision. So it was like, you know, did he do it out of desperation? Because, like I said, most of the people who accumulated a lot of the audience's attention were the ones who were put to the forefront. And so when you are in a situation where you don't have access to the system like other Black people do, and you can tell that they're trying to pull you in, and they want every Black person to give up on the system. And, you know, disassociate yourself from all white people and disassociate yourself from anything white, you know, any white establishment, and just do all Black. It's basically
a situation where do they do that out of fear, and they are desperate and they don't have nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a great analogy. He actually was seemed like he was kind of hitting to that, because he wasn't saying any names, you know what I
right,
mean, but he just kept saying stuff about, like, it's like his aggression
exactly.
in this video was towards them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because he was like, black people will leave you for dead and this and this, and I'm like,
Right,
what, nigga? Like, I guess he talking about them, you know?
right,
And he said black people will have you, they'll lead you out here, have you just out here on a basically on some fuckboy shit, and will set you up for failure. And that's basically what he was saying. And I'm just like, wow. Well, you can't address the whole black community over that. Like,
right.
because everybody in the world, every black person doesn't even believe in the Hotep thing
Right.
anyway. So, Anyway, so I'm about to end this pretty soon. Do you guys have any final words? Dr. Bombay, did you want to say anything? You haven't talked in a while.
I guess in closing, just wanted to, thank you for taking the time out to create the presentation for us to have the discussion. And thank you for regulating and maintaining the integrity of the channel and the chat. So that was very, very good with that. Gave us the space to, have a little bit of an intellectual exchange. And thanks to all of the other panelists who are in attendance to assist.
Thank you, Dr. Bombay. Shakem, did you want to say anything? Or Stargate, did you want to say anything?
I'll go. Okay, so basically, all Black conscious communities aren't the same. I don't want to generalize all Black conscious communities. Just make sure that wherever Black conscious community you go to, you're allowed to speak your opinions, that your value, that your worth is valued. And if you ask questions and somebody make you feel bad about asking questions, that's a red flag. Please, disassociate yourself as soon as possible. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I agree. Shakem, did you have anything to say?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I hope you do more live streams. And yeah, I guess I'll just say that, I'm not going to judge young Pharaoh. I'm just taking notes and I'm learning. Young Black men, if you're listening, get your skills. I don't care what it is. Just make sure you have some type of skill. Keep a job, keep a good resume, keep a good name. And YouTube will always be there, but you just have to kind of be careful because it could be here today and gone tomorrow. So, that's my piece on that. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out and participating in the show. Definitely wanted to do it with you guys and even work with others in the sector. But I definitely want to do this with you guys tonight because I know you guys are pretty knowledgeable of young Pharaoh, and just wanted to speak on some things with him. Again, this wasn't to bash young Pharaoh. It was more or less just like just analyzing one of his latest videos and trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about, and maybe even why he's talking about it and what we can do to prevent this type of pain from our young Black men in the future. Okay. Should we be looking for some type of Hotep leader, to be, our all end all, all tell all to everything? Or should we be looking in leadership in ourselves? Should we be looking to push, good agendas in the world based off of our own abilities? I really think that us as Black people should start doing that more instead of looking for somebody to lead us all the time. And maybe this type of stuff won't disappoint people as much as he has disappointed people recently. So I just wanted to say that. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Truly appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that came in and watched. Also, the people that are currently in the chat and the people that were in the chat earlier, and for those who will catch the replay. All right, until next time, guys, you guys all take care, and y'all have a great evening.
That's right.
All right, peace.
Oh, Stargate, are you going live? Oh, she's already gone. All right, peace, guys.